Alright guys, I want to welcome you to part 2 of this tutorial series for Star Citizen I'm doing. So part 2 is going to be focusing on professions in the game. If you haven't seen my part 1 series, you should definitely check that out. It's on all the basic controls and flight systems and all that sort of stuff for the start of the game. So basically part 2 is going to be focusing on the professions and that are available in the game at the moment. This is part 2.1, which is going to focus on mining. So the mining is one of the new professions that's been enabled in the game, and just with 3.2 being released, and there's one mining ship that's been released, the MISC Prospector. So we're going to head towards the airlock now and go out towards the ship and have a bit of a look at it. So there is quite a few professions available in the game currently. There's probably 4 or 5 professions. We've got delivery services, you've got mining, you've got mercenary missions. There's investigations, going into crash sites or going somewhere to investigate disasters, and bounty hunter missions. So this is the MISC Prospector. It's one of the newest ships that's been brought into the game. As you can see, it's got the really ominous look to it, and it's got a nice big front cockpit area, which has a massive view screen from. This is actually the laser that for mining, and you can actually see that the laser it retracts, it actually extends out, and there's some sensors here and calibrating sensors, and that's the actual where the laser comes out right there. So these actual pods are what sucks in the materials you mine, and these are the cargo containers that are attached to the side of the ship, which store all the materials and stuff that you store. So we'll just go and enter into a ship now. It's a cool ladder that retracts down, and you just step up into it, which is really cool. So there's obviously going to be some parts here where you'll be able to interact with some of the screens, and possibly in the future maybe refine your minerals actually in your ship, so you can dump out your inert material that you don't need and then go and continue mining. So we'll just hop into our cockpit here. You can actually see the viewing display we have. It's quite a bit of a view. Nice open view compared to some of the other ships. So we'll just go ahead and turn the ship on, if I can find where the key is. There we go, flight ready. Okay.
Hello, how can MISC help you today? Systems on.
So we're basically just going to have to fly out to a planet and find some resources to mine. So this is the external view of the ship, and it's got a really cool feature when you bring your landing gear up. I'll show you that right now. The engines turn. How cool is that? It's got a wicked noise too when it raises the landing gear. So when you bring your landing gear down again, the engines turn and face the ground again. This is a lot of features that is going to appear in a lot of the ships. This is just one of the first ships that does it. So a lot of the ships with engines on the side and all that sort of stuff are actually going to do this sort of stuff as well. So we'll just head towards Daymar and see what we can get in mining some rock. cool new feature in the quantum traveling. You actually need to calibrate your flight and then spool up the drive before you can actually drive, before you can actually quantum jump towards the destination.
Quantum travel complete.
So I will see you guys down the planet for more mining fun. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys the entry Corona again onto Daymar. It's such a cool feature of the game. You get the flames coming in like you're entering into the planet's atmosphere. So we're flying towards the planet now, and we'll just find somewhere to get some minerals. So basically you've got to bring up the scanning feature, which is done by pressing tab, and you'll switch to a scanner, which when you hold down the left mouse button you will send out a ping basically. So you just got to hold it down, and then when you release it, it'll send a ping wave out. And we haven't found any materials yet. We might have to wait until we get further down to the planet. So we're getting quite close now. So we'll send out another ping in a minute and see what we get. So this is the first iteration of mining, and the first ship they're releasing with mining. So it's one of the cool little features they've added to the game. I'm guessing they're going to add little bits and pieces to the game as they go with every big patch. So what we've got here, we'll do another ping. So I didn't want to do that yet. Just put it back in. Bring our ping mechanic back out. No, not that. No, no, stop it. Okay. Not this. Just bring our miner laser back inside again. Let's send out another ping and see what we get with that. Right, so see we've got some hits over there in the distance. So let's head over towards those marks. It disappeared. Send out another ping wave. Sending ping waves out actually notifies your location to other players as well, so you have to be really careful doing it. You might get someone coming in, or they might be in your area that wants to attack you if you send that out. So you have to be 100% sure. So here we go, we got some information coming up here. And the information comes up about what the material is on the sort of middle of the screen on the right hand side there. Looks like corundum. And it will come up with a percentage of what corundum you'll possibly get out of that rock. So it's interesting dynamic. So we can head over towards some of these other markers and see what we can get from these.
Front collision.
These little deposits here. So scanning. This is just done basically by pressing the tab key to bring up the scanner and just hovering over the rock. So we've got some quartz deposit here, which is not very viable for sale. It's pretty common everywhere. We won't be taking that. And we'll scan some of the rock. We've got more quartz. We don't need that. goes over here. Let's see what we get. This one must be bugged inside the rock because it's not showing. Just head to the next one. Yeah, it's definitely not showing. Let's head to the next one. See what we get over here. I'm excited to see what we're going to get here. Haven't done too much of the mining. Let's see. We have tungsten. It's a little bit better. It's getting a bit better with the higher quality materials. So that's a 0.25 to 0.35% chance of getting some tungsten, so that's not very good odds. Let's see what the next rock reveals. So that's tungsten again. It's a little bit percentage, a little bit of a bigger percentage for that one. There's another rock that's underneath the ground we can't get to. What do we have here? That's some more corundum. It's not bad. Let's have a look at a few more rocks before we make our final decision. So basically the planets or the moons you land on are these rock deposits are just everywhere. So, and you can have, you know, a bigger percentage rock appearing on different parts of the planet. So you might get more of a percentage if you shop around. So basically it's just like shopping around for, you know, good deals. You know, you'd shop around on the planet's surface for the best possible rock deposit. So there's another tungsten. So we might go over and do this corundum, which we found. I think that's probably going to be the best we'll get from this area. So now mining. So to bring out the mine laser, you press M, and that should bring out the laser. And so you've got two modes. You've got fracture mode and extraction mode. And fracture mode, you basically just hover over the zone and press the left click to start your mining laser. The zone you want to be keeping your eye on is the bottom left hand side of the screen, where it's got the orange and green bar. And once you start your laser up and you start to increase the throttle of the laser, you'll see a white bar start to move towards, so not that white bar, the big bar underneath that, that's my throttle bar. So underneath that you'll get another bar which starts to move, and you want to try and keep that bar in the green zone underneath the throttle, laser throttle. If you go into the orange zone, you'll damage the rock, and sometimes there can be disastrous consequences, not just for the rock. What I'll do is just try and keep it into that green zone as much as possible. So that means throttling back the laser, so you can sort of keep it in that zone. The longer you keep it in that zone, the quicker it will extract the rock, or it will fracture the rock. Fracturing the rock is what you want to do, so you can get to the extraction zone of the material. Just fracture the rock. Now, I think we're going to need to fracture these pieces again. It's not quite fractured enough for us to extract the material, so we need to mine that again. And with every piece of these rocks that we fracture off, the percentage zone down underneath laser throttle will get smaller and smaller. So it gets a little bit harder every time you break up a piece of rock. Which is cool. It's kind of like a challenge to try and keep it into the like a little mini game to keep it in the green zone. I will demonstrate a little bit later what happens when you go into the orange zone. So now we've got the deposits into the position we need to collect. So you just need to right click on your mouse and you'll bring up the extraction part of the laser. So there's fracture mode and extraction mode, and you just need to press right click in between them, and you just press left click basically to start extracting some of the material from the rock. Now you know it's viable to extract because it's turned purple. That means that you can extract that part of the rock because you've lined it down to the point where you can start extracting. You notice on the right hand side of my interface that the cargo capacity is going up. So once that reaches 100%, you can't mine anymore. Basically everything I mine after that point will just be lost. Basically. So you just have to keep hovering over these purple zones and just extract away. And it's cool how it's so it sort of floats towards the ship. Really cool. It's cool you've got those little hose underneath the screen there, so all the material, you can actually see the shadow on the ground of all the material flying into the ship, which is really quite cool as well. Just these last couple of pieces off. Piece of this rock which we broke up before, so there's another piece here on the ground. So it's a granite deposit which we got out of the rock. Now we're just got to enter back into fracture mode and start lasering away again. Really quite a unique system they've designed to mine. It's unlike anything that I've ever seen in any game, so it's really really quite fun as well, kind of making sure it sort of stays in the green zone. You get to some point sometimes where you accidentally push it too far and you go, oh no, slow the laser down a little bit. Some more material here. So we won't actually know what percentage of corundum we get out of the rock until we go back and sell it. It's a trading post. So this is the two sides of mining. So you may get a lot of inert material, you may get very little commodity that you're after, or you may get a lot of the commodity. So it's give and take sort of process of what we made. So let's do another part of this rock. So it looks like we're up to 65%, so we can probably do another bit of this rock and some more to fill up our cargo. So we'll just get the last bit of this material off, and I'm sorry, I know the mine laser is rather loud. I'll try and speak up a little bit while it's running. It's quite a very, really loud system of mining and extracting. So once we finish this part of the extraction zone up, I will demonstrate what happens when you push the mine laser too far, and sometimes it can have dire consequences. Not always. You can see my cargo capacity is pretty much 92% now, so it's just a little bit more. The cargo capacity is on the right hand side of the screen there if you guys didn't hear me before. The mine laser was a bit there. Okay, so now I've reached the end of our cargo capacity, so basically anything you mine now and extract now will just be lost basically, so you can't pick up any more. So I'll put the mine laser back on, and now we'll do a little bit of fun here. I can demonstrate to you what happens when you push the mine laser a bit far. And we'll just change it into fracture mode, and I just need to back up a little bit because you're never quite sure what's going to happen when you're mining a laser and you're pushing it too far. So you can see we're going past the green now and into the orange. Go back a little bit more. Basically pushing to the threshold and just destroys the rock totally. So that wasn't a very volatile rock, but you can get some that can cause some damage to your ship. We'll just try and pick another one over here. What's this one? See what we've got here. Oh, we need to scan it. So that's Corundum. So it's going to be the same. What's this next one down the line here going to be? Right, so we've got some tungsten this time, so we can try and mine this out and push it to the threshold and see what happens when we're mining tungsten. Laser out and spool it up to the total throttle. I just need to back off it just a little bit more, I think, just in case. Forward. The other way. Very bad if I stay in this position. This thing, so just in case. This one's quite a tough deposit because it's taken a long time to even up to 100% laser before. It's still taking a long time to see it, and that's the effect of getting a volatile rock. Sometimes it can push your ship all the way back, destroys the deposit, and actually damages your ship. So you can actually blow your ship up. You can actually see that my ship's caused damage to the front end of my ship. My shields are all down. And I've basically got some smoke and electrical activity appearing inside the cockpit now, so we're just going to head back to Port Olisar and see what we get for our material. So I've really quite damaged my ship, and I was quite a fair distance away from the deposit as well, so you can imagine what would happen if you were really close to the deposit when you're mining. Okay, so I'll see you guys back at Port Olisar for the unveiling of how much we receive. Okay, so here we are back at Port Olisar. We just need to go down and land on the platform down here. And then we will go into this station and see what we receive for all our mining efforts. Still think the landing mechanic is such a cool thing. especially when you ask for the permission on the pad, and you get a certain pad, and then you have to go and find it, and then slowly land with your gear down. Alright, so let's go inside. Let's just turn our ship off and go inside and see what we get for our effort. It's going to let me out. Thank you. Such a cool exit to the ship. Be cool if the ship actually had scorch marks on it from when you copped all that damage from that mine laser. I'm sure that's probably something they've got on their minds to implement. Just pressurize here and go back into the station. Right, so basically you want to go towards the information kiosk, which is near where the ship spawn area is, and there's a little screen, there's two screens on either side of the information clerk there, which you just need to access. And you go down to select a ship and click on the ship, and you can see I've got full 32 SKUs, and basically that's just what we've received for the 3.01% of corundum that we received out of all that mining. So it's not a great deal of money, and so the inert materials is what filled up our ship most of the so we basically just need to go down here to sell to refinery, and we receive 310 Alpha UEC credits for all the hard work, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a fun little ship to go out there and mine and come back, and it's basically in line with all the other delivery missions, and I'm sure they will add a little bit extra to the cost of it, and because they've increased the cost of the parcel deliveries and all that sort of stuff, so they will increase the cost of it, I'm sure. And that's it. We just received 310 Alpha UEC. So yeah, so that's introduction to mining, and I just want to thank you guys for watching. And if you liked the video, leave me a like. If you didn't like it, leave me a dislike. And any questions or thing you want me to answer, just leave a comment, and then I'll get back to you with a response. So thank you for watching the video, and perhaps I'll see you guys out in the verse. So goodbye for now.